Greetings, greetings, my fellow Americans, greetings. My name is Sheikh Musa Drammeh. I am the co-founder of National Center for Health Equity, an organization based in New York City, the Bronx to be specific. Today, we are debuting our channel, our YouTube channel, to pursue the equal access to health, wellness, and healthcare programs and systems and funding. National Center for Health Equity is an organization that was created by American activists from all spectrums, from different backgrounds, from even different geography within our country, to address one thing and one thing alone, which is the inequity in healthcare, as well as inequity in health and wellness. So this program now will be highlighting the aspect of the healthcare industry, health and wellness, personal responsibility, disparities, and healthy lifestyle practice, and funding opportunities from our government, from corporations and from foundations and from individual donors to our healthcare industry. So anyway, we will be speaking to you from a wide variety of topics, but they are all related to health and wellness, as well as the healthcare industry, and also the opportunities and researches and news stories and debates and new discoveries and unfortunately new viruses. Before I begin, let me properly and briefly introduce myself and why I am a co-founder to National Center for Health Equity, and also why I am hosting or perhaps co-hosting this program moving forward. This is actually the inaugural episode for the program that we are launching in the pursuit of a fairer and more equitable health and wellness in our countries, by all Americans from all corners of America, from all neighborhoods, from all backgrounds, from all socioeconomic standings. We just want healthcare and health and wellness disparities to disappear. We want the inequity not to exist anymore, so that every American will enjoy the benefit that this nation provides to some of its wealthier residents and entrepreneurs. So anyway, by introduction to who I am, I'm a lifelong community activist. I was born and raised in West Africa, Senegambia region, and I came to New York in 1986. So meaning that I spent most of my life in New York City. And most of those years I spent it in the Bronx County, where I am speaking to you right now. My activism is not customized to one subject or one area, but is what I call borderless activism. We embark on anything that improves the quality of life for our neighbors, whether they be public safety, whether they be promoting peace among people, whether they economic opportunities, whether they be improving our schools, or whether they be promoting higher educational attainment, whether they be adopting healthy lifestyle, or whether they be racial harmony. We even venture on the issues affecting the Palestinians and the Israelis and the wider region. We discuss about extremism, religious extremism, especially within my own religion, Islam, And, we discuss about radicalization, we discuss about hatred, we discuss about anti-Semitism, in a broader context, but specifically, anti-Semitism within my religion, which is, again, Islam. And we also discuss about issues affecting, the Africans from the continent as well as the Africans in the diaspora. We discuss about, the Muslim, world, locally, regionally, and internationally. We're very broad, in issues and topics that we, cover and champion and act on. And, we work with elected officials, we work with community organizers, we work with religious leaders, we work with schools, educators, and we work with diplomats. Wherever God, takes us in terms of our advocacy, we work with stakeholders. Because the bottom line is this, I always believe that we are one human family. Our diversity is a source of beauty and strength and protection. This world is so beautiful because of the diverse elements, within it. Diverse creation, diverse trees, diverse birds, diverse colors, so many variables together creates a beautiful rainbow. And we thought that, that beauty need to be embraced, accepted, and promoted. Let's take, for example, New York City, a city that was made the most powerful, most prestigious city in the world because of diversity. People who come from all backgrounds, from all walks of life, from all nationalities, for all reasons, and call New York home. And some of these individuals have made remarkable contributions, to the city that they, newly adopted. And, the city until today, greatly benefits from this diversity, from this diverse background. We look at our bridges, our tunnels, our high rises, we look at our grid system, we look at our electricity, our energy, our roads. We look at, even the latest internet, that has completely transformed the world. All, found creative minds, mostly from the Big Apple. This is where the New York Stock Exchange exists. This is where the NASDAQ NASDAQ, existed. This is where the American Stock Exchange exists. This is some of the most beautiful, powerful museums and, universities and medical centers. This is it. And all because of the diversity, the energy, the beauty, the strength, the creativeness, the innovativeness, the power that this diversity, afford this city. And we thought that this is something we need to nurture, because since it brought us here, then the nurturing it and embracing it and promoting it will take it to higher levels. And that is the aspiration of all of us. And that's why we decided that since so many people are being succumbed to ailments that are preventable, and these ailments not only are preventable, but they are so deadly and so costly. And, we directed our activism, to health and wellness. Again, taking New York as an example, I am speaking to you from the Bronx, where we have over 40 medical institutions, hospitals and clinics and walk-ins and, urgent care centers, all over the place. And even though we have, this, mammoth industry, which is the healthcare industry, it is the biggest and the largest and employ more people in the Bronx, but yet consistently our county has been ranking at the bottom when it comes to health metrics, in our state. Bronx is ranked consistently 62nd out of the 62 New York State counties when it comes to health and wellness. And this is something that is so troubling to us. And it is so painful to know that we're losing so many Bronx sites too early to preventable diseases and ailments again. And our taxpayers, are, spending billions of dollars in our huge health care, whether it's a state or city or county level or even organizational level, to, health care, expenditure. And again, most of the most expensive, deadliest ailments in our state, is preventable. Imagine that. You have an issue that is killing people, that is taking billions of dollars from our coffers, and then yet it is preventable. And yet we continue to put a lot of money into the hole, and while neglecting the root causes of that, meaning preventive mechanism. And that is where, again, this activism, came to play. So about 10 years ago, again, when we were looking at the health and wellness, we look at many other issues. There breast cancer awareness, there's stroke, there Alzheimer, there epileptic, all kinds of ailments have foundations and movements and national organizations that are doing great things in making sure that people are educated enough. But when we look at all those things combined, we said, what is the overarching pillar of all of them? And it comes down to lifestyle. We said that most of these ailments are connected to lifestyle. Either we drink too much, or we smoke too much, or we consume too much sugar, we consume too much salt, or we have sedentary lifestyle, or we're not sleeping right, or we're consuming too much processed food, or we're consuming less fruits and vegetables, or we're drinking so much liquid but not water, or we have, we live in socially determined health areas where there are a lot of variables that are not conducive for our health and wellness. We look at all those things and we put them together, and they all are connected to lifestyle. Yes, there are areas where lifestyle have nothing to do with it, but in most cases, lifestyle plays a role. Even in the social determinants of health, where you talk about economic, conditions and employment and education and, environmental factors, whatever, lifestyle plays, again, a role. With all of them. So we launched a campaign called Lifestyle Lifespan. Lifestyle Lifespan. Meaning that your lifestyle really dictates how long you will live. Because we've seen time and time again, those who are investing in preventive mechanism have better chance of improving the quality of their lives, and by doing so, then lengthen their longevity. And there are studies done to the if you provide preventive mechanism from a healthy care level, rather than treating the symptoms and managing the disease, but if you put in place preventive mechanism where people can go and check up on time, whatever happened to them, let them go check. Everything is available there. Most of these ailments will not develop, and most of these ailments will not end up hurting us or costing us a lot of money. And therefore, lifestyle lifespan. And that campaign was very successful, to a point where we met with a lot of leaders who loved the campaign and ended up talking to the Bronx, New York Board of Education, and they adopted it. And then kids started to do some schoolwork about the social determinants of health, why Bronx is ranking at the last, what can be done, what are the contributing facts, what are the remedies, and what is the obligation of the government, obligation of the public, obligation of the families, obligation of the corporations, and obligation of the individuals. These kids have done research at their level in understanding the social determinants of health, understanding the problem, the challenges, and the possible remedies. So just to not to stretch my background introducing who I am in terms of activism, that is how the National Center for Health Equity came about. So through lifestyle lifespan, and then from there, we married with New York Healthy Lifestyle Campaign, and which is very successful. A lot of people are, joining force with us. And then from there, I met, leaders who are very, very interested in now making this as a national model, where not only we address the social determinants of health, we address the inequities and disparities, but we also promote, personal responsibility, meaning that we encourage the adoption of healthy lifestyle, because we believe that, and we know for sure that when you improve or when you adopt a healthier lifestyle, then you improve the quality of your life, and then you lengthen the longevity. There are correlations. So in a nutshell, that's who I am, and I can talk to you about other areas that my activism also was directed to, public safety and education and many other areas. But I just wanted to give you heads up, because since National Center for Health Equity is directly linked to this so I just wanted to minimize my background to the health and wellness that we're championing. So with that being said, that's who I am, and you can check me on social media. You can check our website, or you can go to nationalhealthequity.org, nationalhealthequity.org, and you can read about our brief bios, myself and some of my colleagues. Not all of them are there, but there are about 4 or 5 of us that have our shortened bios, listed at nationalhealthequity.org. All right. So with that being said, one more time, this is the test trial on this show. So I don't know the lightings and the microphones, everything, I don't know. So I hope they turn out fine. But if it fine. If not, then this is a test trial, and this show will be broadcasted regularly through various channels. But the primary channel is our YouTube channel, which is I don't the name. Maybe you can search my name, Sheikh Musa Drammeh. Then maybe the show will show. But anyway, I just wanted to give a brief background of who I am, but narrow it down to what is relevant to this show, which is a National Center for Health Equity. All right, good. Now, why are we doing the show again? Well, since we set up the campaign, since we set up the National Center for Health Equity, now we want to maximize the outreach. We want to make sure that, locally, regionally, nationally, internationally, our voices are heard, because we are very, very determined to changing the status quo. Because we're dying when we should not die. We're spending billions of dollars in areas that we should not spend a penny. And we are denying the labor force productivity because people are sick from ailments that we can prevent. And we are, unfortunately, consuming ourselves to death. The fast food joints, the sugary beverages, the alcoholic industry, the smoking, tobaccos, and all host of, things, that unfortunately interferes with our health and wellness, have become unbearable, intolerable, and therefore unacceptable. And that is why we said, we're going to launch this channel. So, we have the website, we have the campaign, we have the local, activities going. We're doing the forums and the meetings and the trainings and the presentation. Now, let us go viral, because, you never know where what is being recorded here in the Bronx may end up being listened to for people in similar situations abroad, and who can benefit from it, or even set up, similar structure in their localities. This is the hope that has driven us to say, it's time to launch this channel. So I will be hosting it, and I'm sure there will be other hosts and guests. And as I continue to learn technology and how to do it better and how to maximize, the look of it and everything, then, we'll get to be more sophisticated, and then maybe I can show you some graphs and some reports and whatever. For example, today, my partner, Dan, gave me, some contents to talk about it, but I don't know how to bring it up. So since I don't know how to bring it up, I'm just gonna wait until next broadcast. So once I'm finished here, I will go back to the system to learn how to move from one camera to another, so that I can share with you some of the contents that we will be discussing extensively on the show. So anyway, again, we're in New York City. National Center for Health Equity is based in the Bronx. The goal here is to educate the public about certain aspects of their entitlements as well as their attitudes, because we cannot pinpoint to the failure of government, failure of corporations, failure of entitlements, unless we also start with personal responsibility. What are we responsible for? And then we do the checklist. Have we adopted healthy lifestyle? Because charity begins at home, as the saying goes. So if we want to maximize, the benefit of our healthcare industry, we must minimize the need for expenditure on it. And how do we do it? We do it by adopting healthy lifestyle. Because if we stop smoking, I know that the tobacco industry will not like this, or we minimize to bare minimum the alcoholic intake, and we certainly stop using alcohol and driving. All these unnecessary risk factors to our health and wellness, if we avoid them, then we begin now to what we call self-healing. We begin now to prepare our bodies and ourselves in a healthier, better way of living. And then, the necessity for billions of dollars being poured into the healthcare will no longer exist. And the sad reality is that, a report said the number one reason Americans file for personal bankruptcy is due to healthcare expense bills. Imagine that. The most powerful nation, the richest, wealthiest nation, the most sophisticated nation, its citizens' number one personal bankruptcy filing is due to not being able to fulfill, the health expenses that have been incurred. Imagine that. And now, if you prevent what can be prevented, then this challenge also will go away. So that is why National Center for Health Equity will partner with different stakeholders from the federal level, from the state level, from our municipalities, from corporations, and from individuals, so that we can comprehensively repackage our health and wellness packages and systems and programs. Because yes, the government must be held responsible, because the government doesn't have money except to distribute our own money. Therefore, we have a say to how the government allocate these fundings. However, before we go to the government, charity again begins at home. We must sit down with our families and loved ones and say, let's do a checklist. Let's do a checklist, because, are we consuming too much processed food? Are we using too much alcohol? Are we smoking? Are we adopting sedentary lifestyles? What are the, social determinants of health in the area? Is our environment clean? For all host of things, checklist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once you finish with the checklist and you find that most of those items, no, then you said, okay, since now we have a clean house, then now we have to hold our governments and our corporations responsible, for meeting us halfway. But unless we do that, then we really don't have the standing, to go and blame anybody else. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're smoking, you're drinking alcohol, you have sedentary lifestyle, you consume too much, processed food, and then you are consuming too much sugary drinks, and you're consuming too much salty food, you're consuming too much junk, it's really difficult to help you. You can have billions of dollars poured into our healthcare system, but all it does is manage your sickness. And we don't want to manage anything. We just want to prevent them. And that is the reason why, National Center for Health Equity will be partnering with all the stakeholders from a wide variety of the spectrum, because we just want to create a wholesome, healthy nation. Individuals who are well, be able to do things their own, so that we can improve, our labor force productivity, we can improve the quality of life in our neighborhoods, and we can improve the longevity of our citizens. This is what National Center for Health Equity is, and it is a non-profit organization, non-governmental, non-partisan. And, we will operate and expand based on the donations from generous Americans, from foundations and charities and government allocations and anything else that we can tap into that can help us sustain our operation. We will be having different chapters in all the 50 states, because this is a National Center for Health Equity, and we will concentrate in areas where our services and advocacy and education are needed, and we will also be making sure that organizations that have programs that we can partner with to maximize our outreach, we have those partnerships. So it is a non-for-profit. It is purely a neighborly oriented organization, where we want to live in environments where people are healthier, more vibrant, so that we will spend less time and energy and resources managing preventable ailments and sickness and diseases. So this month in New York State, October has become Healthy Lifestyle Month. October has been Healthy Lifestyle Month in the state of New York, all the 62 counties. And in October, activists like us maximize their activities in educating the public, their fellow New Yorkers, how they can attend and adopt healthy lifestyle in various mechanisms and using various tools, educational forums, trainings, presentations, emailing, texting, social media, posting, and anything that we can reach out to our fellow New Yorkers. So October is Healthy Lifestyle Month in the state of New York, through legislative resolution sponsored by Honorable Louis Pulveda. It's a senator from the Bronx, and supported by his colleagues. So join us as we launch this show in the month of October, which is a Healthy Lifestyle Month, to making sure that we maximize the benefit of the Healthy Lifestyle Month. And as we also know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we know how devastating breast cancer has been, to the global citizenry. And therefore, we just want to sympathize with those dealing with breast cancer, but at the same time, we also want to join, the thousands of chapters, promoting breast cancer awareness, throughout the nation and even the world. So October is a very, very impactful month when it comes to health and wellness. It is the Healthy Lifestyle Month in the state of New York, and it is breast cancer awareness globally. So hopefully, soon, what is confined in the state of New York, which is a Healthy Lifestyle Month, become national month and international month, where every October citizens from all corners of the world will maximize their adoption and practice and promotion of healthy lifestyle. So what else do we need to cover on this first show? So I just want to say that by next episode I will unveil our partners and their backgrounds and why we came together, from various backgrounds for various regions, to set up. I'll do that, so that at least who's behind not only this show alone, but also behind National Center for Health Equity, and why we are well equipped, to achieving our stated objectives and continue on the mission for the benefit of our neighbors. It is extremely vital, for people like us to be there, so that our neighbors will benefit from our energy, our resources, our talents, our abilities, and our commitment. Together we can create neighborhoods that are safe and conducive and health for everyone that's in. And that is, what we want to achieve. So anyway, I hope this shows turn out to be fine. I hope the lightings are fine. I hope what I said makes sense. But this was a test trial, for the new show that the National Center for Health Equity is launching, and it will be frequently broadcasted, perhaps maybe twice a week or once a week, whatever. So the modality of it, we'll discuss. But I thought that it is a perfect time, to do the test trial during the Healthy Lifestyle Month, since we are New York based and Bronx based. So this is very, very relevant. So with that being said, I just want to thank our audience and our would-be audience, and I want to thank those who made this possible, and also those who have contributed so far to our operation. We're deeply, deeply grateful. And as we continue on with the show, we will mention some of the organizations and individuals that have contributed to our operation. I know some people don't want to be mentioned, but where they want to remain anonymous, then we'll honor those. But anybody else, we will mention those who are backing our operation, so that all of you will know the good guys and good girls. Because to maintain a successful operation that is bound to be nationalized requires a lot of resources and a lot of commitment and a lot of energy, that may be beyond the reach of selected group of people, but rather a wide variety of stakeholders contributing to it. And we hope that as we continue on, those who find this topic, health and wellness and healthy lifestyle, to be very generous with their tax exempted donations and foundational allocations and legislative funding, so that we can make this program a very successful program, locally, nationally, and regionally, and hopefully to save lives and improve the quality of our lives, and lengthen our longevity. And by doing so, we will reduce the expenditure on health care, especially where preventable ailments are concerned. So again, my name is Sheikh Musa Drammeh. I am the chairman of National Center for Health Equity. I'm also one of the founding members, and next episode I will introduce you to some of our founding members, and some of the contributors that keep our National Center for Health Equity going. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next show. As you can see, my lights just gave up on me. Thank you.